Uh-oh, what happened? Y'all hold on, we're having some technical difficulties. I don't know why it stopped.
Handle the situation in a much more, as I said, that another level.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, she know what she's talking about.
Okay.
And I literally mean personal experience because when she was at home being the stay-at-home mom, auntie. Auntie. Mm-hmm. So I do remember growing up and her and my mama switching us off. Mm-hmm. Hey, I need to run to the store, or my mama taking care of her kids, you know, while she had to go do something. So, I mean, I even remember when her mother was picking us up to go to church on Sundays. Mm-hmm. Grandma Grace was how we got to do it. My mama had to, and daddy had to work. Yeah. We still had to go to church. Grandma Grace would pick us up. Yeah. We'd be sitting on the road with everybody else because we still had to go. So
that village.
That village. So this is literally part of my village. And when I talk about now, Auntie Nana, Uncle Pawpaw, when they take the kids, let me introduce you to Auntie Nana.
Love my baby.
That's right.
This is Auntie Nana.
Yeah, we went to your oldest for the entire summer.
Yes.
Where is she?
Yes.
But there she is on Facebook.
It takes a village to raise a child. And I'm so big on communicating. In other words, it takes everybody. And I want everybody to know that you're important. No matter who you are in the village, I don't care if you're the chief bottle washer, you're still important because the bottles are important.
Got to get washed. If them bottles not washed, it's all going to break down from there.
Exactly. The cook's important.
Can I get a chief clothes washer?
I know. Laundry need doing.
A folder. That's what I need.
Fold laundry.
Can I get a chief hairdo? I'm tired of doing hair.
I'm serious. And Saturdays was the day that everybody got their hair did.
And still
get their hair did.
I'm falling by the wayside on that task.
Yeah.
I had to call in reinforcements today. I'm hoping that one of them getting their hair done right now, but you just never know. You just never know.
There's so much going on in society today, and I believe that people, I may be wrong in saying it, but I think we try to keep up too much with what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, like I say, it's kind of hard to try to keep up with the Joneses now. Mm-hmm. But everybody's trying to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, you got soccer, you got volleyball, you got baseball, you got basketball, you got football. I mean, and everything, like I said, and I did it, but I was a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. But see, now people now have a career, and it's kind of hard to do it all. So, but where's the help going to come from? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we even talked about that a little bit 2 weeks ago about keeping up with the Joneses is a lie. Yeah. The Joneses are lying to people.
Exactly. That's financial stress of trying to maintain.
Trying to keep this house going, trying to keep these cars going, trying to keep these kids and all of these activities. Yeah. Because these activities aren't free. These things aren't cheap. Yeah. They're just not going out there playing soccer just because somebody wants to be out there playing soccer. That's another couple of $100 plus, you know, uniforms or whatever the case may be. Snack fees.
Exactly.
Snack fees are ridiculous. I'm still on Snackgate, but never mind. I digress. That's another story.
Yep. You got to pay for gas. That's costing.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a lot. So, the Joneses are liars. Yeah. I've come to that. I can't keep up with them anymore. I can barely keep up with us. Yeah. We're just going to stop there. But I almost feel, you know, when you you admire us for being able to balance careers and families and everything else like that. I almost feel like at this point we don't even have a choice anymore. Yeah. Because like I tried being a stay-at-home mom, that didn't work, and I know a lot of other moms have tried it as well. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking, okay, well if I stay home, then I can keep the kids home. I'll cut out this expense and that expense and this expense, but it comes at a different expense.
Exactly.
So what was your biggest reason for not being able to maintain at home? Was it financial, or did you miss the workforce?
I did miss the workforce, but I felt like I was more exhausted staying home than going to work and coming home, because it was the expectation that, oh, when you stay home, you don't have to work. What are you tired from? Well, I'm tired because at that point, I had a newborn who was up all night, who barely slept during the day because her nights and days were still mixed up. So because I was a stay-at-home, it's expected that I'm going to be the parent that's getting up with her all the time. So if you're constantly getting up every single day, you're never getting a chance to rest. You get tired. When you add in another child on top of that, a preschooler at that point who has needs as well, you still have to perform her needs. You know, she still wants to play. She still wants to read. She still wants to eat. You still have to get her in the tub. You still got to get her down. But if that baby is keeping her up at night, then she's irritable. So then I'm on her schedule as well. And then you're still with the responsibilities of making sure that you're cooking and you're cleaning. And then my husband was on the road while I was doing this. So it was me. And even though I was closer to my family.
And there's no time out.
There's no time out.
No time out.
And I always felt guilty. Yes, always on duty.
Mommy duty.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Like, I felt guilty. If I went to the grocery store and didn't take them with me and I was gone for like 30 minutes, I felt guilty about that. Because I just felt like I should have taken them with me. Even though in my mind, I knew mentally, I just needed a break. I just needed to check out. I just needed to calm myself, collect myself for a minute. Yeah. But I still felt like, well, I don't work, so I should have them with me 24 hours a day. That's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. I tried it for 2 months, you remember?
That's all you can do is laugh.
That's it, because it was a nightmare.
But there is a time when it has to be a timeout.
Yeah.
Even for sanity purposes. You have to regroup. You have to take care of yourself. You do. You really have to take care of yourself so you can be whole in order to take care of them. And I found out, too, when you're hurting, those babies know it.
They do.
Those babies know it. When mama's not feeling good, they know it.
When you're anxious.
When you're anxious and nervous, those babies know it. They do.
Amazing that they know it, but Daddy don't ever figure that part out. How does that work?
He know it. Daddy knows. As long as you gonna fix it,
he's tapping out.
Well, she don't get it together.
Right. You know it's not gonna fall apart.
It's not gonna fall apart.
Sometimes you got to throw a tantrum too. Just like that 2-year-old threw that tantrum. I'm about to throw one.
Might don't always work though.
It don't work, but.
And sometimes I feel like throwing tantrums. I just want to just like I quit. I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm done.
I'm done.
In those very stressful moments, you had a full week.
Yeah.
And then again, Saturday comes and you still on. Nobody wants to relax. I'm like, okay, I'm done. You got to give me 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes.
But here again, I was blessed again to have grandparents that would take them for me. And my husband would sometimes, we'd just get in the car, take a road trip. It wasn't just, hour away, 2 hours away for the weekend. There again, we have to mold that marriage relationship in order to hold it together. You got to have time for each other, make time for each other.
Oh, yeah.
So that quality time is necessary in a marriage to make that, in other words, to make the family work. You got to have that wholeness.
So let me ask, how long have you been married?
Be 40 years in July.
That's a long time. That's longer than your transition.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, and we still make that quality time for each other. We still hold hands.
They're so cute, though.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Uncle Papa's real sweet.
You know, when you take away all the stress a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is a good question for you. You have adult children. You've gone through all of the kid stages. The toddler, preteen, teen, the college ages, the early 20s when you still can't sleep at night because you don't know where they are. Yeah. How did you function through that? How did you get through all of those stages and still, maintain your sanity?
Much prayer. Much prayer. And then, you know what we had? We had the cell phone. We eventually wound up with a cell phone that they had all of,
Yeah.
And if one would stay out too late or whatever, then I could call. I remember one night, she was out, and I was like, where was I? So I called her. Like, where are you at? Mom, it's my time up next for karaoke.
do not interfere with the karaoke. That's important right there.
Valid experience.
That's her time up next for karaoke. I'm like, if you don't get home. But Daddy was waiting at the back door when she came in. Like I said, he stepped in and we handled that. Mm-hmm. But I was blessed also, again, to have disciplined children that knew boundaries.
Good.
They knew boundaries. In other words, you set the boundaries and they work it towards respecting those boundaries. So I always had respectful children in that area. And never had a minute's trouble out of them. So I was always blessed. Because, see, it starts from planting that seed as a baby, as a child. Let me tell you, you cannot start trying to discipline a 20-year-old.
No, you cannot.
It's too late.
It's too late. Job's done.
Look, in these days, a 5-year-old.
No, I'm serious. You have to start from the womb with that baby. Letting them know that I'm mama and you the child.
That's it.
Yeah. So you have to start that discipline at an early age with a firm belief and to get a handle on it when they're young. And that way, and I always let them know that that you love them in spite of, even when they mess up. Yes. Let them know that I still love you. That I'm mama. We're daddy. We're here for you. Because like I said, when everybody else walk away, mom and daddy gonna be there.
Right.
Mom and daddy's gonna still be there. Yeah.
So you're an educator, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're an auntie nana, you're a friend, you're a sister girl, everything. Like, what do you see at this point is the biggest challenge to keeping all of that going? What do you recommend as a way for us to keep all that going? Because that's something that we're talking about, in these last week and the next couple of weeks about relationships and how to keep all of this going. Like, what are your thoughts and recommendations on that?
Being true to yourself.
Okay.
Being true to everybody around you. And just know that that you are who you are. I can't fake it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just be for real. If it's time for spiritual warfare, which we go through it, and I can tell people we do go through spiritual warfares. And in other words, my friend may be going through it, be there for her. Then see, and vice versa. Then somebody needs to be there for me. In other words, everybody gonna need a shoulder to lean on, a crowd, eventually. So don't always be the one that, and don't always just pull your big girl panties on and get over it. Somebody's gonna need a shoulder to cry on. Be true to who you are.
Can't always just get over it.
Can't always get over it. Can't always get over it. And always something you can't always tuck your tail and run either. You gotta stand firm. You gotta stand firm and believe. And here again, I'm a big person. I'm just a believer. I am a believer in that warfare of prayer. Because you got to realize who you're dealing with anyway. We wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Right.
We wrestle against that devil, that enemy. And once you realize that, you can begin to put that. He said, the word tells us we do not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. So in other words, you got to put that word on that devil.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I think you've just given us a whole lot to chew on and just marinate in for a while. So I know how to contact you, and to get this book, but how do other people find you to get a copy of this book?
Well, you can also find this on Amazon. The book is on Amazon. Yeah. Or you can contact me or yourself for a telephone number, and I'd be glad to get my telephone number.
We don't want to put your number out there like that.
That's what I said. If you contact me, then, I can maybe send your address or whatever. And
are you on social media?
I am on social media.
What are your handles? Where can we find you on social media?
On Facebook. That's
enough.
On Facebook.
It's still the biggest platform.
We're gonna get you set up. We're gonna get you.
So we'll share.
I'm still old school.
No, you're fine. We'll fill in the blanks.
Yeah, we'll get it worked out for you. Okay. We'll get it worked out. Okay, but just real quick. All right, so you actually have a couple of other books as well.
True.
So this is